Hello, all you hardcores. We're joined by Liam. How you doing, Liam?
Yeah, all right, pal. You?
Yeah, I'm not too bad. You watch boxing?
Yeah, I watched Warrington and Smith, Dalton Smith. Yeah,
Right. Josh Warrington. Right. He's in a 10 rounder with a guy ranked 337. He can't pull trigger, in my opinion. Were you being an ex-boxer? Did you notice anything similar to what I've just said?
yeah. He looks lackluster. Before he were 100 miles an hour, power punches,
Yeah.
fast in and out. Last night he looked like he was struggling against the non-punchers. I thought, to be honest, I know he won every round, but he didn't look good in doing so. I don't think.
Whenever he lands a shot, Josh now he admires his work, whereas before we just keep throwing money.
Yeah, and last night he had no fear either against a non-puncher. I think if he comes across another puncher, he's done.
Yeah. What did you think to Super Bean saying that Lee Wood and Anthony Kakazi want the big Josh Warrington fight? I mean, what auto cue is he reading off him? Super Bean, is he like 6 year behind everybody?
It must be. I don't know who's doing auto cues.
Well, he doesn't do a
Yeah,
ticket
no,
now, Josh, does he?
no. He's washed. He's done, isn't he? He's finished. They've
Right.
cashed him as much money as they can off him. And I don't know why he's only going for himself. He's not going for anybody else, is he?
The fighter is the last person to realise that he's not got it, but everybody around him, they all want the kudos of being with the champ or the former champ, or he's still got something left. They all hanging out at back of him. They all want feeding and watering, all them around him, and they all think it's about them. I've heard stories about a lot of them around him strutting about and that. They think it's about them. This is the problem we've got. Somebody needs to sit Josh Warrington down and say, look, this is how many punches you're throwing around now. This is what you used to throw. This is how many feints you're doing, and this is how many feints you used to do. Look how you're holding on. And he always used to complain about holding on, didn't he? People holding on to him. He's doing the same thing now. Father Time waits for nobody. And I just wish somebody could just sit him down and tell him, but the fat stepdad's not going to do that, is he? Not while they're getting free gratis for leaning on ropes and being his trainer. He's not doing all training. Fat man. All the rest are doing it. But point I want to make is he's a disaster waiting to happen, Warrington. What do you think?
Yeah, I think so. I think so. I think if he boxes Leah Wood again and he walks onto a shot, it can be life changing. That style that he's got, it's not a style that lasts into your 30s.
No, no, it ain't,
I,
it ain't, mate.
I remember being, how old would I have been? 14, 15-year old, and we were boxing at Tamworth, and Josh Warrington were on after me. And when I seen him, I thought, Jesus Christ, you're like a bloody whirlwind. No, just shots, just arms going everywhere. No, don't nobody wanted to fight him because he was that chuffing, just that on it. And
Yeah.
he's carried that style all the way through for what 20 odd years, and he can't do it.
Once you've got a style like that and it's gone, you've got he's got nothing to fall back on because he's not a big puncher and he's not multi-skilled, is he? He overwhelmed
No,
with volume, didn't he? And it's a shame to see him keep pushing him out and pushing him out. And surely somebody's got to sit him down and say, look, if you can't get guys out at ring of that level last night, where is he heading? And it's just sad to see and. Nobody's saying a word, are they? Commentary team are not saying a word, and everybody keeps trying to pick positives. I'm not trying to be negative because this channel's it's negative enough as it is because we like to have a moan, but that was embarrassing. And like I said, admiring his work constantly. And he's not, like I said, not throwing. He's throwing like 30% of what he used to throw. And can't somebody just explain to him that your goose is cooked, son?
yeah. The thing is, as well, he don't throw jabs. That's what irritates me. He don't throw jabs, or jabs like a boxer should throw.
It's not right on lead all the time, is it?
Yeah, but then it's right hand lead, and then Ed goes in, and then last night we were holding Ed right hand lead, Ed goes in, and then holding.
Then Holden. Like I said in the video, my last video, it's a classic signs of a fighter that it's over, but nobody wants to tell him because they all want paying, all them hanging around him and hanging out the back of him. Need to say to him, look, you're done. Okay, rest of the show were pony. Box rec average for it were 245. That one tonight's a lot better. It's 142 average. So the Sky show is a better show than Eddie's bag of shit last night. But forget all them on the show last night. There were a lot of donkey fodder there. We'll go straight to Dalton Smith's fight. He's fighting a midget, but yeah, he's fighting a 6 footer next time out. So, what did you make of all that? What do you make of the old Dalton Smith hype train? What do you think?
I think technically he's probably one of the best boxers we've got in UK,
Yeah,
but there's no injection of pace. That kid last night were made to get out of there last night. He could have stopped. In fact, if you listen to Darren Barker's commentary, round two, oh, he's turning the screw, he's turning the screw. Round three, he's turning the screw. Every round he was turning bloody screw, but he
yeah,
never
he should
turned
have
it
been
fully
a
enough to
fucking
get him out.
joiner, shouldn't he? With turning that many screws.
Yeah, exactly. But he couldn't get him out of there, and he were there to be took after, I don't know, round four.
If the other guy were turning the screw, Darren Barker wouldn't have said a word. They'd have stayed silent, wouldn't they?
Yeah, but like crowd was silent after round seven.
What all crowd that were there on freebies?
Yeah, I know. Yeah,
Did you see Kel Brooks' stepdad sat there hanging out the back of Eddie?
yeah. I seen him. I seen Kell Brook with his farmer's hat on.
Do you think that Eddie will be looking to put Kel in a fight and coming out with stuff like he's still got something left and last thing you lose is your power? Do you know what I mean? Do you think he'll be coming out with something like that?
If Conor Ben loses on
Yeah.
points, Kell Brook could be his next fight at 154.
Yeah, that's what people are saying, aren't they? Now,
Yeah.
other people are saying that Ebony would be on the show as well, and they could have it as like, you know, two partners who are on a show. You won't even put it past Eddie getting him to get married, would you? I mean, that Ebony,
Oh,
you wouldn't put it past her doing that, getting her clothes into Kel's readies, would you?
I know.
Remember, Kel, believe with half. If you don't believe me, ask Big Ron. He'll tell you all about that. He's been married, but he's been married again, and he Dennis. He fell for it again. But the tech half, Kel, and last thing you lose is your power and your readies. Uh, the overall show, I'm going to give it a 3 out of 10. Do you think that's harsh, Liam?
No, not really. I mean, I've watched highlights and stuff. Good to see Josh Padley having another run out again, but coming off to being one of the best in the world to fighting him, that were a massive backward step in my opinion.
Hmm. What do you
Uh,
think to DAZN serving up lately? I mean, there's that they've served up there. Bricktop served up that old pile of cow dung. I mean, aren't we supposed to? Oh, sorry, we're supposed to have been told that DAZN, they've got billions, aren't they? Oh, $1 billion Eddie and Bricktop's there now and game changers and game changed and all this, but it isn't, is it? It's
no,
not, is it?
this Sky show tonight is probably one of the best shows in the last couple of months. To be
Yeah,
fair,
it's best show this year, this one tonight. I know. I mean, when you look at that tonight, Liam Cameron against Ben Whittaker, it's a novice against somebody who's done a drug ban for 4 years, and had two incidents: the Sheedy fight and the Genman fight. A two-time drug cheat, cocaine, right? 4 year ban, and you'd struggle to say Liam Cameron's English level, wouldn't you, in light heavyweights
yeah,
against the novice, but they've got the world title build up, haven't they?
they have. Yeah, they have.
And is this where we're
Uh,
at now? We're building up a novice fight on social media, and because Sky's the big machine, they built this up into like a world title fight, a bit like the Lazy Rhino against Elmer Fudd on DAZN. That's being had the world title PR on it.
I think because there's nothing else about it, isn't it? A minute.
No, that's it. Yeah.
Uh, I hope that Liam absolutely smashes him to bits.
I hope Liam smashes him to bits, even though Liam's a sneak and backstabbed my mate Chris Smedley. What did you think to White Rhino there last night? Should he have been at home resting up like Johnny Fisher, or should he have been there last night strutting around doing selfies all night and burning up energy? He doesn't learn,
Uh,
does it, Rhino, does he?
no, I know he had a fighter on show last night.
Joe Hour.
Yeah, yeah. he sticks to one half a dozen or other, isn't it? He's not gonna change, is he? Suppose it's a little bit of PR, maybe a few more tickets sells if he shows up. But
Yeah,
yeah,
but if he
it's
gets
not.
beat against Johnny Fisher, is he going to come out and say, "Well, maybe I shouldn't have really been strutting around at Sky shows like I used to at, at shows locally when I
No
should
one's
have
gonna listen to it though,
invested."
are they? No one's gonna
No,
listen to it.
who's not David?
Well, David's not gonna listen to what people are telling him, and then no
I
one's
know
gonna
he'll
listen
go
to
his
what.
own way, won't he? But he's not won a belt yet. So what's going on here? Is it all about just getting out there, or is he taking it serious? Because you wouldn't get Clinton Woods or Frotch or anybody like that at a show like that if they're in camp, would you? Because he fights in 4 weeks. It's less than 4 weeks to his fight, and he's strutting around Sheffield when he should be resting. That's my only concern. I mean, are his trainers telling him what to do, or is it all about getting out there, pinching a bit of pundit money, bit of expenses, bit of ego, tickle, bit of PR? I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know either. It could be all of them that you've just said. I just hope he's taking it seriously because I really want him to win.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I want him to. I want him to run these Elm Fuds. I want him to run them out of sport because they're embarrassing, aren't they? And I want him to shake off this gimmick, David, and take it a bit seriously. But like I said, how can we take him serious when they're running around doing selfies and this and that when they should be in camp? I mean, it's less than 4 weeks to go, and running around. We've been up till 2, 3 a.m. last. You know what it's like when you've been to a show. You can't settle till 3 a.m., can you?
No,
You know, you're at
that's
the
why I don't
club.
go anymore.
And then you need 2 or 3 days to recover from that. So I don't really get that. He's not really learned much for me. All this stronger, faster, quicker than a speeding bullet. I'm taking it serious and all that. I don't think so. Uh, I don't think so. But we'll see when he's on scales, won't we? If he's took it serious. Do you know
Yeah,
what I
we'll see
mean?
his performance and his weight. Yeah,
Yeah. Okay. Who you got tonight? Going back to Josh Warrington. His last 7 fights, he's 2-4-1. He beat Kiko Martinez and him last night. And in 2019, he beat that Sophie Ainil, who were garbage. But since he's not really done now, has he, Warrington? You know, his current run of form. Do you think that he's just dining out on the fact that he's former champion and he used to do tickets?
yeah. I think his best win is probably Frampton
Yeah.
or Selby. I'd probably edge towards Frampton. And that's his biggest night. That's his biggest achievement and his biggest night.
Yeah.
Uh, like I say, he'll be same age as me, I presume. So he'll be 34, pushing 35. Yeah, I think it's just some retirement money. I think some more retirement money.
Yeah. It's Big Freeze fights tonight against Tete. Do you think that might be an hard fight for It's Big Freeze coming back from that visit to Button Moon where Wardley sent him?
Uh, it shouldn't be. Tough an Olympic bronze medalist or whatever you were, bronze or silver medalist. It shouldn't be. That fight, looking at Tete's style, should be over in 3 or 4 rounds, easy. But
Yeah.
I can see him making hard. I can see him making hard work of it. Once he gets clipped, he starts getting a little bit. What's the word? Almost like PTSD from being hit that hard and breaking his jaw. And he said in
Yeah.
an interview he's had that done before.
Yeah.
His cheekbone fractured before.
Well, we're going to
So
see
that's
how
going
he
to.
fights tonight, aren't we?
I think for the first couple of rounds it'll be really, really tentative, just in case.
Yeah.
But we'll see.
Getting back to Dalton Smith, does he win a world title?
Against that lad who the what's his name? Pulio or something. Uh, he'll beat him.
Does he beat Adam Azine?
I don't think so. I originally thought he did, but on last night's performance, I
Mm,
don't think so.
yeah. All
I
right.
don't. I don't know. This WBC champion who's boxing is ranked 16 on box rec. So that's the weakest champion in division
Yeah.
by a country mile. There's loads of better fights. I know it's a world title and the kudos that goes with that, but there's loads of better fights to have in that division at minute.
Okay. Amzad Shiraz has gone to go to Andy Lee. Ben Whitaker, go to Andy Lee. What's Andy Lee done with anybody from debut for him to be getting all this big PR? No, has he really?
Nothing. This is
Nothing.
what we're saying the other day. In my opinion, he's unproven.
Do you think these trainers that slink in on back of he's slinked in basically on back of being Fury's pal, hasn't he? Do you think he didn't? He couldn't have knocked with Isaac Lowe, could he? Do you think this some of these trainers need to actually get somebody from debut and show us what they're about instead of just being having somebody's hero? You know, like he'll have certain people's heroes like Tyson Fury, Spencer Brown, Turkey Al Shakes, Brick Tops. Instead of people being in mixed like that, a bit like Ben Davidson, he had Billy Joe's here, Tyson's here, Eddie and Frank. They all got. Do you think that this is where people are making mistakes, going with trainers that are like in the know at the moment? You know, the trending trainers.
Yeah, it is because before you know it, he'll have a full a full stable, and the time that they were spending on such as Joseph Parker, he's not going to have that amount of time anymore, is he?
Hmm.
Uh, but I feel sorry for trainers from grassroots who will build an amateur, have a couple of pro fights, and then this pro will get sniff of somebody who's in the know, like you say, and disappear, and
And
that's
they
it.
can get on a show, you mean? Instead of they're going with trainers because they think they can get in the mix for a few quid, knowing full
Exactly. Yeah.
well that that trainer's not. Well, Andy Lee's been training 2 minutes now, and all of a sudden you've got pundits and people like that bigging him up as the next big thing. But we've only seen something with Parker, haven't we, really?
Yeah, and bear in mind, Parker's been around Tyson Fury most of these training camps as well.
Yeah,
So
because he knows that crumbs are going to drop off Fury's plate, don't they, if you're hanging around with right people.
yeah, exactly. Yeah,
Mm. I just think
he's
that
basically
people need
filling
to
his
be
shoes.
careful, don't they, Liam, going with certain people because want that trainer that were training Shiraz the best thing since sliced bread. Then once he had that shady draw against the Dames, all of a sudden that training team's no good. Oh, they're no good. Oh, I right chick camp and all that. But before the fight, he was stronger, faster, quicker than a speedy bullet. He had a great camp. You see what I mean?
Uh,
So it's a double-edged sword, isn't it, really?
same as Joshua. If you want to look at Joshua's training list, he does exactly the same. Ben Davison, best thing. Derek James,
Best thing
never
since
been as
like
good, never
Riot,
been as
Riot,
sharp.
eight what they call Garcia, Robert Garcia, then Joby Clayton and Angel Hernandez, all them like the best. Tony Sims and McCracken, and then they keep moving on and on. A bit like Dave Allen's had about 11 trainers, hasn't he? People get going
Yeah,
from trainer to trainer. Oh, they're the best, and then they realise that they're not.
it don't work unless you're going a bit like with Huey. Unless you're going stale, that's the time to move on. But just because you've had a bad performance, it could be you. It could be you're just not as good a boxer as your opponent. It's not always down to your trainer,
Mm.
in my opinion. Might be wrong, but show a bit of loyalty. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I reckon if Joshua had stayed with McCracken all the way through like Froch, he'd have a better legacy than what he's going to be leaving behind now.
Yeah, because you win together, you lose together, don't you?
Exactly.
I agree.
Well, yeah. In my opinion, there don't seem to be any loyalty in a lot of these superstars of boxing.
Yeah. What did you make of Frotcher's interview with Ben and then Eubank Senior?
Do you know what? I listened to Eubank Senior yesterday, and I like the fact that Eubank were kind of
Well, what?
holding him accountable for not saying what he should have said.
Oh, Frotch.
Yeah, and
That's
Eubank
all
were
right.
saying, "Speak your truth, basically, Froch. Don't pander to these people."
Yeah, yeah. He tells it straight, doesn't he? But he's on it. It's a bit bitter though, when he how he's ended up because he's done all his poking, hasn't he?
Yeah, yeah. He's still maintaining that this fight doesn't happen next weekend. I don't know what he knows that we don't, or is he just does all?
Too much money involved, isn't there now? They've gone too far.
Yeah.
Plus, Eubank's already been handing money out to the people that didn't fight last time, so he'll be turning up, won't he?
Oh, it's going to happen, but yeah, he's 100% sure that it don't happen for some reason.
What he's done there, paying them all their expenses and everything, all them fighters, he give them just under 3,600 quid, didn't he, every fighter? I think that's a good
Yeah,
thing for Eubank Junior,
it
you
is. Yeah, it is.
know. So well done to Eubank Junior for that. I hope he flogs Ben, but we hope he gets home safe to his missus, his kids, and his Rolls Royce with his heated steering wheel. Uh, yeah, we're disappointed with Frotch, but what can you do? Why would you take the interview if you're told you can't ask this and can't ask that? You wouldn't take it, would you? So what's the point?
No, but the funny thing is, he said he couldn't ask about the drug bans, and then 5 minutes later he said, "This is my own channel. I don't pan it to anybody." Even though you already have, you just admitted to doing so.
There you go, and when you've got videos, then you take them down. It's only him that takes them down, or he tells his tech guy to do it. But it's his channel. It's called Frotch on Fighting. So very disappointing. He took the Joe G one down as well. I was disappointed about that. Why did he take the Joe Gallagher interview down after 5 days? What were all that about? I don't get that. Why have it up 5 days and then take it down? So something's gone on there, hasn't it? Really?
Yeah, definitely. It's if I were Carl Froch, I reckon the Conor Ben interview has hindered him. It hadn't worked for him, has it?
No, it's made him look daft, and
He
it made
probably
him
lost
look
more
like one of
subscribers than
them.
he's gained.
Well, you
So
can't have a go at the Gad and everybody else and call them all lickers and this and that, and then join up with them. It is, and then say, "Oh, do you know what? I'll do what they're doing," because he's in that bracket now, and this is why I'm fucking sick to my stomach, absolutely sick to my stomach that he'd end up like them, because that's not him. But PR and ego and all that and a bit of fame sends everybody crazy, doesn't it? Because nobody's going to forget about his CV, but I never wanted to see him in that Darren Barker, Tony Bellew kind of Coogan's puppy Parson. I never wanted to see him in that kind of mold. You know what I mean?
yeah, I do. Yeah, and he's fallen into it.
He's
He's fallen
fallen
into it,
into it,
unfortunately.
and they've actually set him up, in my opinion. But like I said, it's done my fucking head in. But then again, it's boxing, isn't it? You know, people say one thing on a Monday, and then on a Tuesday, they say something totally different. They want to be your mate one day, and then next day they want to shaft you. Then day after they want to be your mate again. So it is what it is. Okay. Well, listen. Thanks for coming on, Liam. I know it's Easter Sunday. I'm
That's all right. I'll
gonna
have
do
an
an
Easter
egg
egg in a
hunt
minute.
now. I'm gonna do an egg hunt.
I know where mine are. I've already had one this morning.
Go on, kid. All right, then. Well, listen, thanks for coming on, Lee. You've been a real tonic. All right, mate.
Yeah, no worries, pal.
Cheers, mate.
See you later. Have a good one.
Bye. Bye. That was Liam from Brinsley, from Rotherham. Women love him, men want to be him. That's about it, really. So, hope everybody has a great Easter. Uh, in egg hunt. All right. Well, peace out. Thanks for liking or subscribing and leaving a comment. Booyaka!